Good afternoon, students. I have already discussed about the concept of relational algebra. Still, I am going to recapitulate the concept which I have already discussed. What is relational algebra? Till now, you know what is database, what is relational model. From now, we will learn how we can retrieve, update, and store data inside a database. So there is some mathematical algebra, mathematical formulation is there which is used to do such operations on database. So first operation is selection operation. What is selection operation? Selection operation is a such operation which is used to select a tuple value from a relation. You know what is tuple? Tuple is a row, and we know we always store the data inside a tuple. And what is the function of attribute then? The attribute only holds the topic of the data. Okay, so the attribute only holds the topic of the data, and the row holds the data itself. Okay, so the selection operation is denoted by a sigma operator. You can see that operator or that sign, that is called the sigma. So there is an example. You can see a table is given here which is named as student, ID, name, role, section, extracurricular activities, all are the attributes, and some data are mentioned there. Now you have asked to do some performance based on this table or relation. The question is there, select the ID of the student who are connected to karate as in an extracurricular activity. Okay, so we have to retrieve the data for those students who are involved in karate. Okay, so what will be the query? See, what is the basic expression for selection operation? That is the sigma. You have to write the sigma sign. Before that you have to write the r. R means actually what we get a small table based on the query, so we have to write the r for making a relation. So r equal to sigma sign. Then under the sigma sign you have to mention the condition on which we want to retrieve the data. So here condition is the extracurricular activity is karate. So x dot act equal to karate. Just keep one thing in your mind. You have to write the same attribute name which is mentioned in the table. Like here in table it is mentioned as ex.act. Then you have to write ex.act equal to karate. You can't write extracurricular activity equal to karate because the attribute name in the main relation is ex.act. So you have to mention that only. So ex.act equal to karate, and from where we are retrieving data, you have to mention that relation name. So I have given the student inside first bracket. So what is the expression for the selection operation is sigma. Under sigma there you have to mention the condition on which you want to retrieve the data, and then you have to mention the relation name from where you want to retrieve the data. Okay, so this is the concept of the selection operation. Next we are going to discuss about the projection operation. What is the projection operation? Projection operation is if we want to retrieve data based on our attribute or column value, then we have to mention the projection operation. What is the projection operation denoted by? It is denoted by pi sign. Okay, pi sign is mentioned for projection. Suppose we are working on the same table. Okay, this is the table, we are working on the same table. What is the query for projection? Create a new relation with only attribute id and name from the student table. You can see we are working on the attribute value, id and name, these both are the attribute value. So what we have to write, we are making a different relation. So r equal to pi id comma name, the attribute which we want to retrieve from the existing relation. So id comma name, and you have to mention the relation name, that is student. Okay, so the basic expression for the projection operation is pi. Under it you have to mention the attribute names which you want to mention in the new relation. So id comma name, and you have to mention the relation or table name from where you want to extract the data. Okay, so this is the concept of the projection. Now till now we have got the concept for selection and projection individually. Now I am going to discuss about how we can mix both of the concept, like mixed of selection and projection. There is some query, the most of the query will get on your examination, which is combination of selection and projection. How we can understand that the query is based on selection and projection both? See, find the name of the students who are from A section. Now name is the attribute. Okay, so here name is the attribute. We want whole data of name attribute. Okay, there is no particular mention name here. We have to get whole data from the name column. So when we want to retrieve a column value, we have to mention pi. So pi name. Now we have to mention the condition based on which we are retrieving the column value. What is the condition? The condition is now based on the data. What is the data condition? The section is A. I want to get the name of those students who are under A section. So we have to mention here the selection operation, because we are searching some name based on A section, which based on data value. So when it is come from it is concept for or when we are discussing for data value, then we have to mention the selection operation. So there selection section equal to A, and from which table we are retrieving the data? From student. So we have to mention the relation name. So the final relation, the expression or the query will be pi name sigma section equal to A student. If it is mentioned that we have to retrieve information based on more than 1 to 2 condition, then what we have to do? There is two logical operation, and or. When we will use AND operator? When you have to ask to retrieve data or extract data based on two confirmed condition. Confirmed condition means, suppose you have to ask to see, there is an example is here, you can easily understand for by this example. Find the names of the students who are from A section and extracurricular activity is karate. That means I want to get the names of those students who are from A section and they are related to karate as extracurricular activity. Then you have to get the names of those students which will confirm both of the condition, not sing either of each. So in such way we have to mention AND operation. So I have mentioned, see, pi name, because we are retrieving a column value, that is name value. Then there is some data condition, which is that section equal to A and extracurricular activity equal to karate. So that's why I have to mention the condition under sigma. So sigma section equal to A and extracurricular activity equal to karate, from which table we are extracting? That is student table. So the whole relation or whole expression is based on selection and projection operation. Now we are going to discuss about another operation, which is rename. What is the first we have to know what is the function of rename. Rename is used to rename any attribute. Suppose I want to change the name attribute to something title. I want to rename that name attribute as title. So in such way we have to use rename operation. The rename operation is denoted by row sign. You can see that is a like P type, it's a row sign. So there is an example which is rename the relation name as marks from student. So I want to change the table name student to marks. So we have to mention the new relation name which I want to change under the row operation or row sign, and the existing table name will be inside the bracket. So row marks student. That means when we will run this query, we will get a particular table which is an existing student table, but the name of the student table will be changed and it will be marks. Okay, so this is the basic concept of selection operation, projection operation, mixed of selection and projection, and rename operation. Okay, I hope you will understand. I have already discussed about on Zoom class. Till you have any doubt, just go through the video, and still you have any doubt, we will discuss later. Okay, thank you.